All right, hey everybody. We here to talk about well, we got a lot of stuff going on in the country right now, and we have the young generation going to talk about what they feel about what's going on with all the riots, protesting, and social things going on. So I'm gonna step back and let them talk. So what you think about everything that's going on, Jasmine?
I personally feel that this was necessary. I feel that, especially this generation, since we're so in tune with like social media and how the news is spread, that it's kind of easier to get the more raw side of what's actually going down versus looking at news channels that are filtered and censored to certain things or certain parties, and they're favored to the people who don't agree with those who are oppressed. I feel like the riots and looting are creating change. However, some people can disagree that this isn't the best way to go about it. However, change is being made, but there's still more to go, which is why it's not stopping. And since it has started like over like the past 2 3 weeks, there's still things happening. So I feel like as long as things are happening, as long as there's still leaders who are in charge allowing it to happen, which is why people should go vote, then there's not going to be much change, I feel. But I know change will come because people will see that it's the country itself. Since we are a democracy and people care about what's going on and people are out there putting their lives on the front line, things like that, when it comes down to police brutality and everyone wants to defund the police and things like that, which I think is a good idea because more things could be helped with that, billions of dollars going to that department like education and healthcare, which can help with the whole getting people arrested because people have educations and things like that. But yes, I think this is a good cause, and I think that a lot of people should get more informed and not even go out there, but put their minds and their like energy into learning what's exactly going down to educate their friends and people who are not as informed, or just people who are out there like stuck and don't know what to do. Because what, this is like making history because it's like all 50 countries are doing it, 18 countries outside of the US are doing it, because racism is a worldwide problem. It's not just America. So other countries are feeling the same thing that we've been feeling. And since we've started it, people are starting to get more motivated by doing it. Companies are expressing their support and putting their money into different places where it should be. Like what California did, like this thing where like they put like their money actually into like more black populated neighborhoods and things like that, which is what everyone should do because they don't understand that systematic racism is a thing. So when people start opening their eyes and realizing that black people are not the problem, it's the system put in place that's not allowed to help us, then that's when we can make change.
That's awesome. And to give you background about Jasmine, she's 17 years old, all A student, artsy, whatever. But she's so into the community, she's getting ready to go to college. She's working on getting ready to go to college soon. And let's go with the next. Thank you, Jasmine. That was great. Talk about Jaden. Jaden, do you feel like the riots and everything was necessary?
All right.
Jaden is
I
my.
was like this.
He's my. He just turned 15 years old. He's an all A student also. And this pandemic been hurting his haircut, y'all. But let's go ahead and say what you feel, Jaden.
About the community?
About the community, anything what you feel like what's in your heart about this whole great turn of events, what's going on in the country.
Um, she pretty much said everything, but like, I need to think about that.
Good stuff to kind of pitch into if you want to. We have Kylie here, we have Jalen here. And like Kylie is going on 13 years old, which is awesome. And we got Jalen who just turned 12. So like I said before, it's important that you guys communicate. I think this is you guys' generation. I feel like I feel like when I was younger, I can't. I feel ashamed that you guys even have to deal with this
Mm-hmm.
because I thought that watching stuff from the '60s, on TV, on PBS, I thought that was just ancient history, but apparently it's really not. But go ahead again. I'm gonna step back and let you guys talk.
Um, how I feel about the community?
So, what do you feel like systematic racism is real?
Definitely. That's no question. It definitely is real.
Because you went through a certain thing in your life where you had some friends just
Oh
didn't
yeah,
like you
sixth grade.
because of This said some very. It's some. Who said some very inappropriate things just because of your. That was your first time dealing with how people feel. Like, how'd you feel about that?
I never knew I would even experience that, but some people are just racist. I don't know what's wrong with some people.
And I think the biggest thing I want to ask you is, what do you feel about the people that's fighting against us moving forward? Because a lot of people out there think that black people in general are just complainers, that they trying to change the narrative into not dealing with the situation. What do you think about those people that try that?
I mean, again, they're stupid. Like I don't know why they would do that because like, we have a reason to complain about this stuff.
So yeah,
it's happening.
They think some people think that 40-something million people are just out in the street for no reason.
Exactly. We have a reason. We're not complaining for no reason. Like we're actually complaining for a reason. So I don't know why they think that.
All right, Jada, step in. Come on up. Stand up. Step up. See what you feel about it. You and Jada can kind of share a little bit.
I think that
Get your hand out your mouth.
the protesting is like it needs to be, but I think that they like need to fight, but like they don't need to like
I mean, just do you feel like the protests are necessary, or do you think it's unnecessary?
Yeah,
do you
it's
think
necessary.
we go too far with certain things? Do you think it's the burning of the buildings
Yeah, I
is
don't
necessary? You don't agree with that?
No, I don't think it shouldn't go to that extent.
Exactly.
But I think protesting, like, kind of like standing up for the rights is like right.
Maybe the police officers.
Come closer, Kylie. Just, y'all stand up. Leave it right here. Alright, this is Kylie joining in so we can get all this at one time. What you were saying, Kylie?
I don't know why they're burning places like Wendy's and restaurants and then stealing from them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't like help anything. That just like makes it worse.
Exactly, and people, like the racist people are probably like judging from that. They're like, see, look what they're doing. They're not actually trying to do anything. They just want to steal.
They feed off that because it could be
use that.
10 million people that do the right thing, 10 people that burn a building and steal stuff. They say, see, that's what they're doing.
Exactly.
So what would you take from this? What would you do to make your life and show? I feel like we're not here to, we're here to be stronger as a community. And I think that this could be an interesting time because I've never seen in my time when I cut on 2K20, the basketball game, and to see a Black Lives Matter screen on there. They really talk about acknowledging that the systematic racism, whatever. And I know me and you guys, we talk about sports. Don't you find it interesting that everybody's kind of okay with Kaepernick kneeling there?
Yeah, I looked on the NFL page. I saw stuff about they're okay with that and stuff. Now I'm like, and then I saw an article that said like a team is okay with bringing Kaepernick in or something.
It's funny how stuff kind of gets turned around now.
Exactly.
Which makes you think, because back in the 60s, what really got America to change the civil rights thing was because they was embarrassed by the press because of the rights was being, the civil rights was being recorded on TV and news was everywhere. So this is like, the 60s 2.0 because everybody got cameras.
Exactly.
Everybody, we could, just like what Jasmine was saying, we could control the narrative now. And I like what she said about the truth isn't filtered anymore. You know how many people I've talked to that said the press is the biggest problem? But the press has never been a fan of black people.
Yeah.
Do you know they just cancel cops? They just cancel cops. They cancel New York, what is it? Live TV, New York, whatever they call it. Because, not New York PD, PD Live.
Brooklyn?
It's a live TV show where they follow cops.
Oh, those type of things.
Oh, I think it's just called. I know.
Live
I saw
TV.
That. Yeah, I know. I saw.
PD
They
Live
canceled
or
that.
whatever
I
it
look
is.
at it.
You know why because I always felt we're only 14% of the population. Just a lot of people haven't even met us. So imagine when you're growing up and all you see on these TV PD shows is black people being put in jail, black people in front of cops. So the media would hurt us because they feed into a thing that we're these super predators. I mean, and we're not. We're just regular people that trying to live a life. I've been raising you guys and everything, and you know, you never see me be a stereotype. What I've always tried to teach you, Jada. We always try to fight that stereotype, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because I think you as a young man was kind of, you could be moved to that narrative if it wasn't careful, because all you saw on TV was what? Us robbing, us stealing. How many real superheroes you seen?
Most of the superheroes are not really like. Black Panther was like
And that was
the only one. That was
a couple years ago.
Most famous ones are white.
Yeah.
You got Flash, Superman, all that. Green Lantern, Spider-Man.
Batman. So that's what we had to. That's what we had to fight. You know, raising you guys, and I guess we kind of showed with this. What did y'all feel? Did you see the video with a cop kneel on that man's neck?
yeah.
What'd you feel about that?
It was a little dumb, in my opinion. Like he didn't have to do anything.
Kind of made me mad.
And then he was
be honest,
saying that he couldn't breathe. And then the police just talking about relax. Like, how can you relax when somebody's on your neck?
Yeah, that's a good point. I've been a firefighter for just about 19 years. Sometimes we have to fight people. I have never put nobody in a choke lock. I have never put my knee on nobody's neck and we're not trained like cops. We're not trained to fight.
Mhm.
For us, it's like kind of we just roll up and just kind of fall on them and just hold them down. But we have never had to do that. We don't have body armor. We don't have guns. We don't have tasers. People see us as the enemy. And that's how it's been since it's all started. What you got to say, Kylie? Anything else you got to say? Put in?
Not that I can really think of.
Well, you guys did a good job. And we hoping that this will. I want the young generation, again, I want to apologize to you because this shouldn't be this way. Coming from parents that was growing up in the 60s, I was born in 1973. To think that this have to go on the way it is now is absolutely ridiculous. And I hope you guys and I think it's our naivety as when I was young to think that it'd be over with, because it's not. And it's going to be a generational thing, and we have to be prepared for a long fight. You might have to teach our kids this. Hopefully not, but we got to be prepared for it.
Yep.
All right? Well, I appreciate you guys. I know y'all can go get some pizza and eat and everything, so be safe, and I appreciate you guys for listening, and see you.
Right.
See you.
Right.